Ibadan. About 6 of them from the House of Reps impeached the governor, and governor was removed. So it's high time we now sit down, and know, okay, if you don't like me as your candidate, do not select me. Do not vote for me to become the governor.
And to even see that we have 24 members who have also signed, I'm like, okay, if about 24 persons have signed this petition, how did you then put him in this position in less than how many months, and you're also saying that you want him out?
I do not.
So there is more to it that we are seeing currently, because it can't just be between the space of time and you're saying that this person is not doing what the person needs to do. Like, we are also giving our president the time to also bring to pass all that he has promised us he's going to do. We can't just judge him now and say he's not doing well because he's barely how many months into power. So whatever it is, I just believe that it will unfold as time goes.
Yes, I believe so. I believe so, because the governor has not done anything tangible for the state, and people voted for
and go and just go scot-free. There is no sanction to a disciplinary sanction to how you do things and what you are not supposed to do. Okay, so that's how far we can take for the Punch newspaper. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at what we have from Vanguard newspaper. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Yes, welcome back from that quick break. So we'll take a look at the stories making headlines from Vanguard newspaper. So the first story that we have says depreciating naira value pushes medical care beyond Nigerians. It is not the best of time to be sick in Nigeria or to require any form of medical treatment as a result of a disease, infection, or accident trauma. This is because the continuous free fall of the naira value over the last few years have worsened the already weakened healthcare delivery service in the country. From the pharmaceutical sector to the healthcare delivery service, Nigerian treatment of one ailment or the other have been rendered helpless. Hospitals are also not spared. Apart from escalating the cost of medicine in Nigeria, its adverse effect on the population leaves much to be desired. The Nigerian pharmaceutical industry is also facing significant challenges due to rising drug costs, Also forcing importers and local manufacturers out of businesses. Many medicines from common ailments are no longer available, and few are accessible to most Nigerians. Pharmaceutical companies like GSK are leaving the country, and essential medicines are being ordered by wholesalers and retailers. The depreciating value of the naira to the dollar, coupled with sky high inflation, has led to a sharp increase in the cost of importation of active pharmaceutical ingredients and APIs, and the importation of manufacturing of finished products at the consumer level. Okay, so currently Nigeria is rated by the World Health Organization WHO as one of the 8 countries in the world with exceptionally exorbitant drug prices. This is so sad, even if it's not a news story, that the fact that prices have affected everything, that is also affecting the health sector. And if it gets to a point where it is affecting the health sector, it is a big issue, because even the masses, even the poor people who could barely feed, can no longer get medicines just because of the naira fall. And I know so well, trust my Nigerians, once it gets to this point, those who already have the medicine will also order them so that they can sell in high price for those who can afford them. And if we also have companies like GSK, yes, also leaving the country, it is bad, because they have one of the best products as far as antibiotic is concerned. Because when they say go and buy antibiotics, the first product that will come to your head is GSK. So having this come to play is not a good sign at all. So I think so much needs to be done as far as this naira is concerned, because going by the story, we can tell that it has to do with the naira. So, Engineer Ola.
Now, you see, the problem is caused by Nigerians, because most of the raw materials for these synthesis drugs are from agriculturally based commodities. Raw materials are not no longer produced in the country. People cannot go to farm, so it's like oligarchy. It's like a roundabout. It's coming back to agriculture again. Because most of this thing is coming to open light that most of these essential commodities like drugs, foods that are available in Nigeria today are imported. That is what is showing us now. If government unofficially devalue the naira, so that whatever we are producing in the country
can be accommodated,
not internationally, because our prices will be cheaper, but we're not producing. So what do you expect? Most of the drugs are from agricultural based raw materials, but people are not going to the farm because of insecurity. So you cannot address only one phase of the situation. You have to address all aspects of the problem we have now, mainly agricultural problem, when we don't have farmers.
Okay, so bringing me to my question, how do you then just focus or blame just the agricultural sector when everything we do, our government have been able to make sure that everything we do is being imported? Okay, everything more, in fact, literally, I can't even imagine it. I don't think there's one thing. The only thing I know that we don't import is Gary because that's the one that
we do from Ivory Coast.
Okay, so you can imagine everything we do, our governments are also not making it easy. So in cases, in a situation like this where our government is also not making sure that all that we have is being appreciated, when the security is also affecting the sector, what is the way forward?
Well, the way forward is you have to look inward. Like when I was there as the Premier of Western Region, we have this IIT that was brought to Ibadan, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture in Ibadan. They make research on some fruit crops, some cash crops, and some raw material based products we have more plantation at Ibadan. They do research also. But government is not focusing on those areas again. If you go to India, they will tell you about natural medicine, alternative medicine coming from China. What do we have in Nigeria? Nothing. So when you don't have the raw material, then how do you make medicinal products? So we have to look inward. Again, we are now falling back to education. If the curriculum in the universities is not productive, you don't know how to produce ordinary antibiotics. You have to bring them from abroad. When you can plant and grow the raw materials in the country, but you will not do that, because you know when you import from the country, from outside the country, like when Nigeria discovered oil, everybody were rushing to the city. We don't want to be farmers again. Until when we are now seeing that the city is no longer easy to live. Let me go back to agriculture. Now we want to go back to agriculture. The people are there, Boko Haram and the rest, saying no. You'll be on your farm, they will come to you, give us food crops, they take away all your yams or they kill you. So because of insecurity we are having, these people are saying because of the foreign exchange. But when you have China closed her door for many years. By the time they opened their door, people were going there to buy goods. They flood the whole world with goods. And most goods are made in India. I mean in China today. We have more raw materials in Africa than China. But yet we are losing ourselves out because we don't want to go back to agriculture. And you can't blame Nigerians too if they say they don't want to go back. One, because of insecurity. Second one, because of tools and equipment. You cannot have a son who is a graduate of agricultural engineering or agricultural science and want him to go to the farm and start doing it with hoe and plow classes.
They won't even answer.
He will not answer you. So these are the areas that government has to,
look into.
We are talking about subsidy. If every agricultural machinery that are coming to this country are being subsidized, that is, you are awakening the creativity of people, doing things, with available raw materials. People would say, okay, let me go to the farm at the back of my house. If you bought a train from Malaysia, from Singapore, I'm going to Malaysia, that is in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. On your left side, on your right side, you will see palm tree plantation. And Malaysia came to Nigeria to pick seedlings from this country. Look at Malaysia today. We must have opportunity cost. We must have target of what we want to do. We don't just bring a layman to become Minister of Agriculture. We will not see any results. Now, if you go to our hospital, drugs are not available. And when they are available, they are not affordable. Yes, they are not, because now, what this writer is saying is that don't get sick now. Otherwise, you are in trouble.
It is not the right time.
Because your ancestors will be calling you. Come son, come home son. Because, okay, even your children will be thinking, this drug is not available, it's about 2 million naira, what do we do? So it's a kind of a going back again to where we are coming from. If we don't go back to agriculture, many bad things are coming. Because agriculture is our basis of survival. From the sea, we get fish, is agriculture. From the forest, we get animal, is agriculture. From the plants, we get food, is agriculture. So we have to go back and lay more emphasis on agriculture. And if you have to subsidize agriculture, okay, in those days, what did Jack Monday do? Jack Monday will go to farmers, buy farm produce from them, and resell as a bulk purchase. We buy from a bulk purchase market, and we have commodities to buy. But now, reverse is the case. What is the price of garri now? If you say garri is produced in Nigeria, why is the cost of garri so high?
It's virtually the same price with rice and beans.
And okay, because the government has made a lot of effort by saying, Yola State, please plant rice, we'll bring it to Lagos and polish it. And then they will be selling it. The rice is not coming. Yola government will say it's because of Boko Haram. So you cannot attack a problem alone. You have to attack all the problems surrounding it at the same time. If you want to address the issue of hunger in Nigeria, issue of medical supply, drugs in Nigeria, you have to address the issue of insecurity. When you address the issue of insecurity, farmers will be able to go to farm. And when you address the issue of insecurity, also address the issue of what is causing the foreign exchange. I mean, what is causing the naira to go down in value? We all know that it's because you are borrowing money from IMF. They will give you the West will give you a very stringent condition because you want to borrow money. What do you want to borrow money? The one we gave you last year, what did you do with it? People are building mansions and they go scot-free. Yes, people are not eating Nigerian money. They are drinking Nigerian money as if they are drinking water, and the government is not doing anything.
Losing focus.
And losing focus on that. You know, and if you don't start catching thieves, more people will be stealing. You know, after, if I do it, nothing will happen to me. I will go scot-free. But if you are making some people scapegoats, maybe others will look at that as examples and stop doing it. There's nothing we can do. Talking from now till tomorrow, if the insecurity in Nigeria persists, there's nothing we can do. And there's no policy that will work. That issue must be addressed properly. If it is addressed properly, then for the goods to move around the country, adequate transportation. So for the raw materials for drugs, we have to go back again to farming, agriculture. Government has to encourage that every state must invest
something they produce
in agriculture. Like Lagos State government has coconut. I do not see any reason why Lagos State government cannot invest in coconut production. When we have coconut oil, because we have lots of palm trees very close to the oceans, going towards Badagry, Ekpe, and other areas where you have the Atlantic Ocean, Ijebu Abigi, Ijebu Waterside. But what is the government doing? Let's say the federal government. What is the state government doing? What are they doing with the money? They are fighting themselves at the House of Assembly.
Losing focus.
Losing focus.
All right, still on Vanguard, we'll take a look at the next story that we have, and this says autonomy. Oyo, Edo, Kano, Ogun, Ondo assembly workers begin indefinite strike. The expiration of the ultimatum given to the federal government by the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, PASAN, for the implementation of financial autonomy in legislative houses in the country. PASAN staff in Oyo, Edo, Kano, Ondo, and Ogun State yesterday commenced an indefinite strike and consequently shut gates leading into the House of Assembly. The assembly workers in Oyo State who displayed placards with various inscriptions to drive home their demands blocked the gate entrance of the assembly. The industrial action of the legislative staff was as a result of the expiration of the ultimatum of the national body of PASAN, as well as the peculiar agitation of the state chapter of the union. The workers, who were led by their chairman, Mr. Yemi Alade, are seeking the implementation of financial autonomy for state legislatures, calling on Governor Seyi Makinde to supply with Section 121, 3A, 3B, and 4B of the 1999 constitutions as demanded. Okay, so that's the story that we have, the second story that we have from the Vanguard newspaper. So now going back to the fact that these people are still making demands on what they want. This is coming from also seeing that the workers are also going on strike again. It still shows that they are not being paid attention to. And why exactly is this still coming up again? Because
they are demanding for accountability. The same thing the local government staff are demanding for. Yes, they are demanding for accountability. That if you are going to pay us from the government purse, pay us directly. let's take our money directly from the government. You know, there's no way you can stop people for demanding for what is their right. You understand? What is people's right? They have to demand for it. If you are working in the House of Assembly, maybe your pay is not coming to you directly. Maybe it has to come through the office of the governor. And they realize that, oh, there's a lot of hanky-panky going on. They will demand for their money directly from the budget account. That if you are paying us, if you are paying our budget account, pay us directly. But though this is not the right time for them to do this, but
will there ever be a right time?
But no, because the government is going, the government don't have money. That is what we are hearing from the government, that we don't have money, we don't have money.
But when it comes to them getting things for themselves, they don't say they don't have money.
That is true. That is what I've been saying, that Nigerian Labour Congress or Nigerian Labour Union should now open their eyes on that.
And pay attention
to that. One sector is earning fat, living fat. One sector is leaning. What is happening? If these people, that is the Nigerian body, Nigerian population, Nigerian people that can say this is wrong for the government, is Nigerian Labour Union. We have to be under the umbrella to say, yes, we don't want this. This is what we want. When we start demanding for what we know is our right, then the government will change. So what they are demanding for now, the question is this. I'm not saying they should not fight for their rights, but what I'm saying in the sense is that will the government be able to do that? Everybody is coming up to say, we want this, we want this, we want that. Can the government do that? We have lots of problems. NEPA is a very big problem. It has not been solved. Educational problem is there. It has not been solved. Now people are demanding for high money. Of course, high salary, they will give it to you, but there's not inflation, there's hyperinflation in the country now. How do you address this?
So there is more to deal with.
So there are lots of things to do. When $1 is about 1,200 naira. Even if they give you 50,000 as the minimum pay, it's not enough. The money cannot last you 1 week. The money is gone.
Going by the eye of things.
So now the government has to sit down. How do we carry out a very accurate corrective measure to solve all these problems? Because everybody will be coming, demanding for increment in money. National Assembly see how much they are earning. You'll be surprised that tomorrow they will say we want increment in our salary too. Until when that is every department knows that, okay, this is what people expect me to do, let me do it. Nigerian Labour Congress will say, oh, I will not wait until when they increase the pump price of petroleum before we'll go on strike. If the educational sector, is being mishandled, we'll go on strike. If medical professionals are being underpaid, we'll go on strike. Government will know, Labour will strike. We don't want Labour to strike. Labour will serve as check and balances to correct the government. I was very happy when I read yesterday or the day before yesterday that Labour is now saying that government should address this rise and fall of the foreign exchange rate. The foreign should be addressed. So they are meeting the government. They will tell the government, okay, they can also supply professionals. We will look for professionals all over the world and give it to you that this person can be able to do the job.
And not wait until it is out of hand.
Not that you'll be selected for you and we. And they have not been doing anything correctly. I think Ministry of Education, maybe there should be an educational body. An educational body that will be able to, okay, National Assembly, before you can say this guy passed as a minister, he must have this experience or qualification. If you don't have the qualification, you should have the experience. Experience, they say, is one of the best teachers. I do not agree that experience is the best teacher, because why often do we make the same mistakes if experience is the best teacher? So they should be able to guide, because when you leave these politicians, they will be fighting each other. They will not attend to the goal of the day. They will not attend to the problem of the day. So I think what they are fighting for is right. By going on strike, well, I don't know what will happen, but the government, I don't know what to say now, because government will say there's no money. So when the government says there's no money, they will now control them, talk to them, they'll go back again. After 3 months, they'll come out again and say the government did not fulfill this our agreement.
I think this, we have to go back to how it all started, because when everything was the prices of everything were moderate, people could afford basic things, and no one was talking about increments in salary. But now that everything, the prices of food in the market has been increased, so what they are earning cannot even afford them to buy these things. And I understand where they are coming from in asking for increments, but is it the right time? That's the question. Is it the right time to do this at this particular time? But like I said, Engineer Ola, there is never a right time, because even if they come tomorrow or they wait till when this whole thing dies down, when will that be? They don't know. So it's, for me, it is not a reason, it is not a wrong timing, but I just I believe the government should be able to pay attention to their needs at this time and see what they can do. Just give them listening ears so that they can go back to their duty post. So that's what matters. Okay, so moving further to the last story that we have on Vanguard newspaper. This says, off-cycle election, voters collect 5.1 million PVCs in Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi. The President's National Electoral Commission (INEC) said 5,169,692 permanent voters card PVCs had been collected in Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi ahead of the November 11 governorship election in the states. The commission, in a statement by the National Commission and Chairman for Information and Voters Education Committee, Sam Olumekun, in Abuja on Monday night, said the uncollected number of PVCs in the 3 states was 239,740. Now, looking at this, the breakdown for the 3 states indicates that out of 1,058,862 registered voters in Bayelsa, also 1,017,613 have collected their PVCs, and 249 are uncollected. There is also breakdown of the same from Imo and Kogi State. Olumekun went further and said that the commission met on Monday to review the ongoing preparations for the off-cycle governorship election in the 3 states. He, however, added that the detailed information on the PVCs had been uploaded to the commission's website, so that they also need to look at on their website for further details and breakdown of that election. So, and I'm like, why will people just go and register and then they don't go to collect their voters card? Well, people only go when they know that they need it. Maybe they are going to the bank to do something and then they are requesting for it, and that's when they'll now be like, okay, I think I registered. But please, it is important that as you register, you also go and collect your PVC. That is your right to vote. Go out and cast your vote, so that when they are talking about the right thing, when they are making count of the vote, you can also say, yes, truly I came out to cast my vote. Engineer Ola, do you have anything to say to that?
I don't have much to say. Everything has been said.
Okay, so going forward, we'll take a look at what we have from the Sun newspaper. And from the Sun newspaper, the first story that we have says, River boils as governor faces impeachment. Okay, I think we've touched on that story already, but let me just read through. It says, the peace in River State was ruptured yesterday following alleged move by the House of Assembly to commence impeachment process against Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Okay, the political crisis is believed to be a fallout of a sourced relationship between the governor and his political godfather. I said it earlier that it's a battle between the godson and the godfather, Mr. Nyesom Wike, immediate past governor and now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. The drama began when security agents took over the assembly complex following a fire outbreak at the chamber around 10:30 p.m. on Sunday. In spite of the heavy security presence, lawmakers yesterday morning converged for an emergency sitting at the House auditorium, where they impeached the majority leader of the House, Edison Ayi, to apparently pave the way for the impeachment proceedings against the governor. Afterward, they forwarded a notice of impeachment proceeding against Governor Fubara. Silvanus Kwankwo from Omona State is also a constituency present two notice of the impeachment, which was signed by 24 out of 34 members. In the notice of the lawmaker accused by the governor of acts of gross misconduct upcoming of his office. However, the Speaker, Martins Amawule, asks that the notice of impeachment be forwarded to the governor and allow the legal process to take its course. So, away from that story, I think we've already touched on that story. So this is just going by what is going on. If we have about 34 in the House and then we have 24 who have also signed the petition, it means there is more to this, and we would get to know about that as time unfolds. So let's take a look at the last story that we have from the Sun newspaper. This says, we will not give fake doctors quack breathing space. NMA cheers. Chairman, Kaduna State Chapter of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, Dr. Madaki David Shane, has warned fake medical doctors and quacks to stay off the profession, saying the association will not give them breathing space to operate and go scot-free. Addressing the press conference on Monday as part of the activities to mark the 2023 Physician Week, Dr. Shane also called on government to fix the health sector to the people better, adding that even NMA members are facing health challenges. The medical week has the theme, elevating healthcare excellence, fighting medical quackery, and reinforcing professional standard. According to the NMA chairman, we use this medium to humbly sound a note of warning to all practitioners of quackery in the states and in the nation at large. The NMA has also resolved to work with relevant stakeholders to ensure that all forms of quackery is stamped out in the state. We will not hesitate to chastise our members and continually urge them to uphold the utmost professionalism, support the association in ridding it of all forms of quackery. This is very, very important, and I am so happy that I know there were times back in the days where we used to have issues where they will say, the doctor did not know what to do, they forgot something in the belly of one person they were operating, and then blah blah blah. And for a long time now, we've not heard stories like that, and that's because this health sector has been looked into. And here the chairman is also coming out to say that they will not give chance to any quackery. So if you know that you're a quack doctor or a quack nurse out there, watch out, because they are coming out for you. So stay off, because right now it is not the time for us to have people who are not doing their job rightly, because we have a lot to deal with. The government cannot be spending money into making sure that the health sector is growing, and then we have people who are also making it worse than it is already. So Engineer Ola, what do you have to say lastly before we sign out?
Well, it's a very good thing that the medical association is coming out early on quack doctors and quack medical workers. It's a very good thing. I just believe that the problem we have in Nigeria in the medical sector, they will also look into that. It's not a matter of looking for quack doctors or quack nurses. The problem we also have the problem of fake drugs in the market. Many people are bringing drugs into this country that they are not even substandard, they are fake, killing people. So they should also look into that. With that, I think we'll be able to have a very stable medical supply in the country. I don't have much to say on that. Let them do what he's supposed to do. and God will be with them.
Amen. On this note, this is where we draw the curtain for today. It's been a very insightful moment on Cactv on the newspaper review. Thank you so much for joining us and staying tuned. So if you have been missing every episode, please feel free to stop by on our page on YouTube, Cactv, and go through all that we have there in store for you. For every information that you need, feel free to also drop your comments, questions, and contributions, and we'll be glad to make sure that we reply ASAP. So on this note, we say thank you so much for joining us. Signing out, I am Modut Dominic.
My name is Ola Oladipo.
And together we say, be Nigeria, by Nigeria. Have a blessed day.